It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Jen Cohen as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is with us once again. She just did a show with us, and we're doing a second show right now. So welcome back, Marilyn.
Thank you.
We talked in the last show about a couple of scams that were going on, but I wanted you to stick around and do another show with me, and I wanted to focus on holiday scams. We did this with you last year, and I think it was a really good show, very effective show, informative show. So let's try to do this again. And just, it's early November, but people are getting ready to start doing the holiday shopping. Halloween is done, and it's going to start happening now. So holiday scams. What are some holiday scams we're going to be encountering this year, as usual?
They may already be done with their shopping, for all that I know. I know in our area, Christmas stuff started coming out before Halloween had even hit.
Right.
So it seems as if they hit you just a little bit earlier every year.
Sure.
And then, yes, it is true that the trend is still on the uptick where more people are shopping online versus going to an actual store.
Should that really be our focus on the show, is more the online than the store shopping? I'm still we talked about this before in other shows, where I'm kind of and I think you are too, I may do a little bit of shopping. I don't do any shopping online.
Yeah,
I don't.
very little.
I don't. Not on my own. I would mess things up. But I'm very much, I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to see the price tag, and I'm going to walk up to the store clerk and I'm going to pay for it. That's kind of my holiday shopping thing. Where my wife has gone more towards the on Amazon. She's just flipping through, and she says, "Oh, you know, Paul said he wanted something like this," and oh, there it is, and boom, she orders it. Now, there's been a few times where she's ordered something and it's come, and she says, "That's it? Well, that doesn't look like it looked like." So there's one of those cases. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that can happen a lot with retail. So with clothing online, we will hear complaints that will say that where the size chart for this company is completely different than the size chart for this company. So there are still benefits to actually going to a store and trying something on or seeing it, you know, like you said, kind of getting a feel for it and being able to test it out if you need to. That's definitely, I believe, a benefit, but it is true. Online shopping is definitely the wave of the future, if you will. It's kind of where we're headed, and more people are doing that, because when you think about the convenience of it and the fact that they do make it easy, reputable companies usually make returning something very simple for you. So if you get a product and it's not what you thought, then you are able to return it. But that's also a really good question to ask. What is the return policy? What is the exchange policy? And not just for something you order online, but for something that you order in the store, because as you said, coming up, we've got Black Friday coming up after Thanksgiving.
Cyber Monday. Right.
They even have Giving Tuesday now.
Right. We've talked Giving Tuesday. Yeah.
So there's all of these new things that are starting to become something that you hear people talk about every year. And then I believe just the next weekend is Shop Local, where it's a real big push.
That's another one, right?
For all of our small areas. And so know when you're going into some of your local stores and you are like, you find an item that you really like, what is the return policy on that? What is the exchange policy? If you're purchasing a sale item, can you bring it back? Or is it just
that's a good question.
Final sale? A lot of stores will use these types of big pushes for shopping to clear inventory out. Vehicles, they'll do it on a vehicle lot. Right now they're trying to get rid of all this 2017s because we're getting ready to move into 2018. So you'll even hear it on the radio and commercials. You know, hey, we're trying to push this inventory off the lot. So really know what you're getting into.
Everybody's trying to get into the black now, aren't they? Is that the final push of the year? Is, you know, the stores and stuff operate kind of in the red throughout the year, don't they? But this holiday period to the end of the year is kind of their opportunity to get out of the red and back up on top.
It's a huge money-making time of the year. Huge. People are really looking to give gifts and shopping for themselves. Who knows, maybe they are receiving bonuses at work, or Christmas bonuses or holiday bonuses, that type of thing.
Sure.
And so they have a little bit of extra cash to spend. I would just caution that you spend it wisely.
Let me ask you this, gift cards. Are those a good idea, or are those something we should watch out for? Can you talk a little bit about gift cards?
Absolutely.
Because those are really big too. I mean, there's not a single time that I don't check out of a store that you don't see
walls.
Walls of them next to you of just
know.
all kinds of different gift cards that you can.
It is amazing
Yeah.
the selection that you can get
Right,
with gift
right.
cards. I would say that gift cards are a great way to go, especially if you are not really sure what to get for someone. They give you a lot of great options, not only as a consumer, but also as someone who's purchasing that and gifting it to someone else. So receiving them can be fun too. They have there are specific laws in place. So those companies have to follow very specific laws set down or rules by the Federal Trade Commission, which is a government entity put in place to protect us, the consumer. Back in the day when you would get a gift card, if you didn't use it within a certain amount of time, you started losing money off of that gift card.
Okay, I'd heard that, yeah.
So all of a sudden you'd find it in your dresser drawer 2 years later.
Yeah, you get it December for $50, and then by May...
You're down to $30, $40.
Okay.
So that is something that has changed.
That doesn't happen anymore then?
Well, the average rule now is a year. So you have a year to utilize it.
Okay.
And after that year, then a small percentage can be removed.
How can they do that?
It depends on the company. Okay. It really does. So there's certain companies that have to follow different rules.
Sure.
And they have to be upfront about those rules. Now, when I say upfront, it means very, very fine print on the back of that card, or a website.
Okay, gotcha.
A website listed, or
right.
an 800 number that you can call to find out information. So there is information out there available for you. I would say that gift cards are not a bad thing. When they are being used by scammers to pay for something that you're never going to get,
right,
that's a different story. If someone asks you to go get $115 iTunes cards to pay this debt over here,
don't do that.
I would recommend that you hang up the phone or ignore whoever this person is, and call someone and report it.
Yeah, you should never use a gift card to pay any bill.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
Nope.
All right, so let's take our first break. We're talking holiday shopping safety with Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau. Website's very simple. It's bbb.org. bbb.org. Stick around. Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
The Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
Mateo.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
Ed Sheeran.
What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber. You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Countywide. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau in studio today. BBB.org is the website. We want to talk about public Wi-Fi. We're just talking off camera about that, and that's a big deal. I remember last year you talked about that too. That's really something we need to watch out for, because what you're doing on the outside of your home is completely different than what's going on inside your house. And you were telling me things I didn't even realize. So
that's correct.
Take it away, Marilyn.
It is true. Public Wi-Fi can be a very wonderful thing. And it can also open you up for scammers. It can open you up for people possibly taking information from you that you do not want them to have. So there are definitely things that you can do to protect yourself.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I was mentioning to you. Most people don't even think about the fact that you're at a place where they have free Wi-Fi, like McDonald's or something like that, and you're out in public. When you walk into that place, if you are pulling your phone out and looking anything up online, utilizing anything that has to have the internet to connect to.
Which just about everything does now.
Correct. So if you are doing that, then that basically means your phone is searching for that free Wi-Fi. And that means you're now open and available to public domain, basically.
Okay.
You're not paying for that. You know, that's why they call it free Wi-Fi. You're right. You do, obviously, most phone plans require that you pay for the data that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
But you are getting what they call free Wi-Fi. It happens when I check in, if I'm traveling for work and I check into a hotel, and they'll tell me, you know, this is our hotel website, and it's free hotel, online, whatever. And that's something that my computer's automatically going to search for. You were discussing that you can stand outside your office and have all of these different Wi-Fi options come up, and if they're unlocked, in other words, if there's that little lock icon and it's unlocked,
I can select that one.
You could select that one and use it.
Okay.
That's correct. So this is why when you're in your own home, it's important for you to passcode your internet, make sure that it's not something that people could come into and possibly gain access to your personal information. But it's also a great reason why when you are out in the mall, when you are out shopping, when you're in your vehicle and you're sitting at a stoplight, if you're near enough to a strong enough Wi-Fi connection, you just need to be aware that your personal information could be accessible. Not always, but it could be.
Should I be then, if I'm sitting in the store and I am using, and I'm thinking about, I see something on the shelf, but I don't want to buy it right here. I can get it cheaper
online.
I'm online. Should I be doing that?
I would not recommend it.
Okay, and that's what we're talking about,
right? The BBB
right?
would highly suggest that you do not make a purchase. In other words, put your payment information, your credit card.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
That needs to be happening in a place where you have secure internet. So in your home, not where you're in public domain.
Maybe take a picture of the product that I like so much.
You absolutely could.
Yeah, take a picture of it and take that home and then look it up later.
If you're online and you have the product in front of you, a lot of those websites will enable you to put it in your shopping cart and pay for it later. So put it in your shopping cart and, you know, toss it in there, mark it as one of your favorites, and then pay for it at a later time when you're in your own home and protected. Because you just really don't want to be putting your account information, you know, your routing number off of a check, and then your checking account number. That's something that I don't think that you want scammers to have access to, and you really are making their job very easy if you're utilizing public domain Wi-Fi and shopping like that.
Because there are people out there just scanning that stuff all the time, I would imagine. That's just a thing.
You talked about the gas pumps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a small
I was going to ask you about that too. Is that sort of similar to, because there has been a lot of talk this year about how Arizona has been, I want to say, it's not ADOT. One of the agencies in the state has been Department of Economic Security, maybe it's DES doing it, but they're going around and finding these skimmers in gas pumps. And I was always under the impression that when I slide my debit card into the gas pump and pull it back out, if there's any type of resistance whatsoever to do that, that I should not use that pump. That it's possible that there could be something in there copying my card number.
It's possible.
What is a skimmer?
They're basically taking private information off of that card. They had reports for a little while, short period of time, a while ago, about even the hotel key room cards that you get, where you put it into the door of your hotel and use that to open up the door, that has personal information on it. It has your name, the room that you're staying in, possibly your address, your phone, that kind of thing. I would say as far as the gas pump thing is concerned, and now with chip cards, I have to put my card in and leave it in so that it can read the chip. Pay with credit, don't pay with debit. So in other words, don't give them your PIN number on that card. Or the best thing, to be completely honest, is don't be lazy. Go inside the store.
Go inside the store.
Because the chances of that little device on the counter having the skimmer, those are monitored. But I mean, the FBI monitor gas stations. They monitor places where it could easily be taken advantage of in that way. But it takes them a while to gather data, to get proof. But that one inside the store, that's constantly monitored.
Okay.
So just get out of your vehicle and go and prepay. It's honestly one of the safest things that you can do.
Okay, all right. Because I've gone up to pumps and I've had that before where I slide the card and it's like, wow, this should go in, I can't, and
what's
wait
going
a minute.
on?
Yeah, now I'm going to go do a different pump. And then I'll usually tell the tenant, there's something wrong with pump 3 out there. It's tough to get the card in. Ryan has a good question. Is there a better choice, and I think you mentioned a little bit there, credit over debit, debit over credit on the cards? Because we do have that little chip now that's on the debit cards, and that's supposed to be a better security, right?
We'll see.
Okay.
It's possible, and I think that scammers are always, like people are always coming up with good ways to do things or ways to protect.
A new challenge for them.
You also have the scammers that are working on trying to make that
break that.
Yes, and not so difficult for them. So I would say we would suggest just overall, whether you are having something done to your home, whether you are shopping for a gift for someone, whether you are out having dinner, if it's possible for you to pay with credit for a large purchase. So you want to have some type of recourse. And if you get the wrong product, if you don't get the product, or if you get half of the product and not the rest of it, and then you return it, you have recourse if you've paid with a credit card.
Gotcha.
If you have work done on your home, and all of a sudden this person just disappears, and you can't get through by phone, by email, you're texting them and there's no response whatsoever, you have recourse because you have your credit card and you can dispute it with your credit card company.
I've had that happen.
Yep. But if you have it with debit, it's like paying with the check or paying with cash.
It's a done deal.
It's a harder thing to fight.
Right.
Some banks, some credit unions do offer insurance to help cover some type of tragedy like that or some type of scam like that. But it's pretty rare that most people don't have that. They don't pay that little extra, amount in their checking account every month to have that kind of cushion, if you will, or protection.
Sure.
So if you can, I would say if it's a major purchase, if you feel like losing this money would really hurt your overall income, then I would suggest that you look at paying for it with credit.
As I say, just with the recession happening, I try to avoid using a credit card because I just don't want any debt, And it's kind of put me in that stage where it's like, you know what, I've got the money for this, I'm going to pay for it like that. So I tend to use my debit card, but that's good to know. So credit card. We're going to take a break again.
Okay.
BBB.org is the website, BBB.org. Marilyn Huffman with the Better Business in studio today. Stick around, Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late...
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh.
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Q102.9 plays all the hits.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Ariana Grande.
Maroon 5.
This is Rihanna.
I'm Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
Ed Sheeran. What's up, guys? It's Justin Bieber. You're listening to The Weeknd.
Start your day with Brian James in the morning. You'll get at least 10 songs in a row during your ride home with Julie Page.
Zach Sang Show.
Catch the Zach Sang Show weeknights 7 to midnight. And Kelly Fox weekends on your home for hit music. The Q102.9 and 104.9 in Prescott and Cottonwood.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a few minutes left in the program. It's not up yet, but last year, Holiday Helper popped up on the BBB website.
Correct.
So that'll be there again this year. So people can always go there to find out about what.
Yes. So it should be up, I'm guessing, by about mid-November, definitely before the major shopping holidays hit. And it's a wise giving guide for charities that happen throughout the season. And it is a place where you can go for tips on anything. They will give usually really great statistics, things that kind of last year shocked me. So I'm kind of expecting to be shocked again this year as far as, before it had always been demographically people over the age of 60 who were more taken advantage of through scams, and then last year that flip-flopped finally, and it was ages 20 to 30, that millennial age.
They get bombarded by media now. It's just in their face constantly. Okay.
They have their phones out always. They have their tablets, iPads, computers, of course, laptops. They take it with them everywhere. I mean, it's just constantly a part of them.
Okay. So they should look for the Holiday Helper. Take a look at that.
Yes.
Go through it, and then it'll make better.
Amazing tips, yes.
And then there's a few other things that we want to talk about too. If you're a store shopper like I am, the police always recommend that when you go into a store, pay attention to where you park. Go into the store, and when you're coming out with your products, look up. That's one thing I always try to remember to do is look up. You got to walk confidently, walk straight. Have your keys ready too as you head out the door and you're heading back to your vehicle. Have your keys ready. Don't get to your car and then sit there and fumble around. That's just enough time for somebody to come up and stick something in your back or whatever and say, okay, this stuff is now mine. I'm taking your car and your stuff. So there's things like that you just have to think about. It's unfortunate, but we do have to think about these things. So be aware of your surroundings.
Exercise caution, always, always, always.
That's really what we do these shows with you for too. That's really the key anymore these days. It seems like you really, for me it's difficult, but you have to slow down and really pay attention to what you're doing almost all the time now to find out what's going on, because it seems like there's somebody out there that's trying to take something from you.
Well,
I hate to think that way, but
that's a really tough one.
That's a harsh
because
thing
I don't
to think
want
about.
to encourage people to live in fear.
Right, right.
But I feel as if education or knowledge is powerful.
I guess I don't think of it as fear, but yeah, education and knowledge. As long as you
So don't think of it in a fearful manner. Think of it as you have been educated, you have knowledge, so therefore you are powerful to prevent to the best of your ability.
Right.
And that's what you do. Whether it is making sure you're not looking down at your phone when you're walking in a parking lot with groceries or gifts or whatever.
Yeah.
To shopping and you utilizing public domain Wi-Fi, I would highly recommend that you do not.
I think if you do these things, you'll feel more confident, more powerful.
Absolutely. And
more
you will
in charge.
Be more aware.
More aware.
So as long as you're checking your account regularly, which everyone should be doing, you're going to notice something. If there's something kind of weird or untoward, you'll be able to catch it a little bit more quickly and prevent maybe it being worse, if possible.
Yeah.
get it taken care of.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
We're out of
for
time
sure.
already. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, the Holiday Helper coming up on the bbb.org website, right? Okay, Marilyn, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Can I say happy holidays? Is it too early?
No, not at
No.
all. Not at
No,
all.
okay.
Hey, it started in October, so.
That's right. So happy holidays. We probably won't talk to you until 2018 again.
That's right.
Oh my
See
gosh,
you in the new year.
2018. It's already here. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman. bbb.org again is the website. Thanks for watching and listening. This has been today's Countywide. We'll talk to you again next time.